This is a pin tumbler lock commonly used on doors. It has 2 rows of pins, key pins on the bottom and driver pins on top. The part of a lock you stick a key in is called the plug, and indicated here is the shear line or the top of the plug. In order for it to turn and the lock to open, all of the driver pins must be raised to exactly the right height so that they clear the shear line. Pins come in different sizes, but the bitting, or the way your key is cut, is what ensures they get set to the correct height. Not only do pins come in different sizes, but in higher security locks, they come in different shapes as well. This is a standard driver pin. This is a serrated pin, which can be identified by the series of cutouts at the bottom. Spool pins have the entire middle section cut out. And there are many other variations like this hybrid serrated spool. For educational purposes, I'm going to remove the last 3 pin stacks to demonstrate how these security pins work. When picking a lock, a standard pin will have a nice solid click and a little bit of movement when it is set. 2 is loose, so I'm moving over to 3 because it's the next one that is binding. Because it is a standard pin, we get a single solid click with a little bit of movement when it is set. With 2, we get another click with movement, but the lock won't open because it's not actually set. Because of the spool pin's design, we have to counter-rotate the lock in order to give it room to clear the shear line. When picking a lock, you can do this by relieving pressure with your turning tool while adding pressure with your pick. This is easier said than done, and as you're about to see, this counter-rotation can cause you to lose the progress you've made with the other pins. If you experience a lot of counter-rotation when picking a lock, it could be from a spool pin. Listen carefully for additional clicks so that you know how many pins you lost when you get it set. In this case, it's just 1 standard pin, which is an easy recovery. Keep in mind, it could have been another security pin, and the more security pins a lock has, the more it's going to feel like a circus when you're trying to pick it. Because I have another minute and 10 seconds, I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate a serrated pin as well. Again, 1 and 3 are standard pins, and they're set pretty easy without much trouble. With our serrated pin on number 2, we're going to hear and feel a series of small clicks. If you experience this, you've probably encountered a serrated pin, and because it can be hard to tell when it's actually set, it's best to take it slow. Vary the pressure on your turning tool and check your other pin stacks to make sure they're fully set. Other than practice and understanding how security pins work, having the right tool will help you defeat these types of locks. Standard turning tools are rigid, which gives them good feedback, but they're not necessarily always ideal for security pins. This twisty turny tool has a lot more flexibility and will do the work of varying pressure with counter rotation for you. Picking this lock again while using our twisty tool, we get our click on 1, another click on 3, and we make quick work of that serrated pin on number 2.